Welcome, blessed people. My name is Natalie. I wanted to stick around to get to know my family a little better. Our family, we like to be known as Jamaican, and we're a family that loves Jesus, and Jesus loves us back. Thank you. I got up and as I say, I'm still in my night clothes and all. I just got up and said I'm gonna do a little bit of organizing this morning in one of my counters. I have like some cake stands and stuff. And I'm thinking instead of just keeping the cake stands, which is taking up all that counter space, I don't like it. If I had a choice right now in terms of, with finances and all, I would have had the cupboard like go all the way up. And then there's another thing up there that it prevents from doing that. One of those vent things. So I'm thinking today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out some of my cake stands out of my cupboard and put them up there. It's not the best look for me. It gets a little bit congested when all these stuff are up there, but to me that is. I don't mind. Someone would say, but why is your counter like that? To be honest, this is a working kitchen. And when you have a working kitchen for me and you don't have some other big kitchen area tucked behind that is hidden to put all this stuff, well, but for me, this is a working kitchen and a working kitchen gets work. And this is what's going on here. So what may look like chaos to you is mommy working. But I'm thinking, right? I'm gonna take those stuff out of my cupboard and put them on top of the counter up by the top to get that space because when I'm doing like I have a little area that is my tea area, and when I'm doing like my matcha and stuff like that, it's like I'm all over the place. I'm going there for the stuff, and I go back there for the um keep everything in that one cupboard. So I'm gonna take out the stuff and to do something that I don't really feel comfortable doing, but I just have to do it. I'm just gonna adjust and compromise with myself, with my mind when I see it, because I do get that way. Some things just get to me when I see it, and that's some of the stuff. So I'm gonna put them up there today. But before we go into that, I'm gonna make breakfast for my kids. I'm not. I'm gonna try and just whip up something quickly and go to the cupboard. So stick around with me for that. Thank you. As you can see, I've gone ahead and poured the egg mixture already in my pan. But how are you doing? How are you and yours doing?
I hope all is well with you and your family. I'm gonna make tea. I'm a tea girl in the morning. I do my matcha after in the afternoon noon, and coffee like some other people who does coffee in the early morning. That's not for me. For some reason I don't do coffee in the mornings. I do tea, and I love to call it bush tea. Oh yeah, I do tea in the morning. It just gets me going, and then in the afternoon, I'll do matcha, or occasionally I'll do coffee. I like to do coffee on the weekends, rather. It gives me an extra boost when I'm supposed to do most of my detail stuff, or when I used to do my detail stuff on Saturday. I find myself um, moving away from that and kind of taking my Saturdays for me and my my little care that I'll take care of myself, self-care stuff. I leave all of those for the weekend, and then what I do, I take a day in the week that I detail, and that's the day I usually like to drink my coffee to give me an extra boost. As you can see, the egg is not too easy to turn because I did not remember to heat my pan properly before I put my egg in. It was just one of those mornings that I didn't turn the stove on, and I thought, okay, I could just trick the system and pour in the egg and get it going. But it's a non-stick pot, so it's not gonna really stick too much, but I'm just not gonna get the texture egg that I wanted when I do it like that, because it's gonna have to take a while for the egg to set, and then by the pot heating off, it's probably gonna be a little too brown than I would want it to. But like I'll usually make this for my kids for brunch. They like it, so I usually do it with some bacon, like I'm doing now. Bacon, and then make it with like lettuce and cheese and tomato. You know the old works, almost like a burger, but it's not a burger. Cause I know they do something like this at is it Wendy's? Yes, I think we used to have something like this at Wendy's with the biscuits, but my household, only my older son and my husband likes the biscuits, so we're not a biscuit family, the other three. So what I do is I use the burger bread, and it works just well. And I'll do this, as I said, for brunch for them. But of recently, they have been demanding it in the morning, so I find myself doing it more often in the morning. It's a little treat, something like when I have the time, because when they have to get themselves together for their classes, for their Zooms, because they are, I wouldn't say homeschool, they do like virtual school at home. So what happened is at a certain time I have to get them up to get themselves ready for their Zoom. So those mornings I just throw some stuff. I give them like a boiled egg or something like that, depending on how early their class is. Yeah, but I
I'm gonna get some mint. I'm gonna get some peppermint. I think it's called color mint because it's not really color mint. That's from a garden. It's well, I picked it and dried, but it's from a garden. Yeah, color mint. Yeah. I'm putting some pandan leaf with it. I dry my pandan. I never usually dry the pandan leaf. I usually use it green, but it was going bad, so I thought I would wash it and get off the bad parts and dry it. And I'm not getting the same flavor from it. I don't know. I wish I knew if pandan leaf is something that doesn't do so well when it's dried, because it's not giving me the same flavor like it does. I know when you usually dry mint, it has a different taste. Dried herbs, it has a different taste from when you cut it fresh and green from the garden. But it usually um would have a little different taste. It's like it's bland. I'm not getting no flavor, no taste from it. It's bland. It's like nothing. So I don't know if it defeat the purpose of it. Me still too hot. I don't know if it defeats the purpose of it. Me drying it. I hope not. If I didn't, I've never tried it before.
Both pandan leaf and spearmint are teas that are calming. It helps to calm you down, and I like to give my kids after they've had a rough night, especially if they had some nightmare or something. It does help to calm their system down. So I like to give them it
So when
after
I'm
a long.
making most teas, not all, when I'm doing most like herb tea and all, what I do like I'll hot my water, put it to like a boil, that is not just warm it, put it to a boil and then let it stay like for about 2 minutes. Then I'll turn it back off and allow it to sit for a bit. Let me turn this back on. I don't want these eggs to burn. This is taking a little bit.
As I was saying about the pandan leaf, it's nice if you're using, like, if you don't want to use those coloring that are not good for your pastry, you can use it because it does make
That's
a
what I was
nice
saying.
natural green
Usually
coloring. I don't have it
when
in
I
my yard
put
anymore,
it
and
off,
therefore I
so
don't get it
I'm
as
gonna move
fresh
it
and
away from
green.
the stove and let it just sit for a minute or two. The thing is, when I pick my herbs, I don't know. Do you just pick your herbs from the tree, from the plant? Go and just cut the plant and then just use it to boil your tea. I'll do that with some things like orange, like the not orange, the lime leaf or the soursop leaf. But for most of my or mint, but for most of my herbs, I usually like put them for like 3 days before I just boil them. It's a thing that my grandmother did, my great grandmother that is, because she was a herbalist and she wouldn't just pick all the herbs immediately and use them, and so yeah. Alright, let me move this back to side. Get a plate.
I'm so sorry I could not take you along with me as I share because I lost the footage, but enjoy the rest of the video as I rearrange my cupboard. Okay, let me see if I can walk you through what I was saying as I also the sound was not working while I thought it was. I wasn't recording, but I think what I was basically lining out to you that this is where I keep my tea and most of the stuff that I use in my smoothie. Over here, I like to put like where you see I have my honey and my molasses and my coffee over here where I have my I think I'm explaining to you that all these things that are pulling out are just convenient stuff for me to make like my tea and my coffee. And I was explaining to you that some I strategically put for my nighttime tea and some for my daytime tea, as I don't do certain things at night like ginger, because ginger is, I know some people say ginger is calming and help you to sleep, but as far as I know, to me, what I've understood is, as I said, my grandmother was a herbalist. Ginger is not the best thing to eat and drink at night. It's not good for your intestines. So I don't do ginger at night. So usually I put my ginger right where I put my nighttime tea, like my chamomile and so forth. So basically, that's what I was doing here. I was just explaining to you. And of course, I would guess I was joking and showing you that when I do buy my honey, I always leave a little in the bottle, that I have the tendency not to drip out at the end because it's so annoying. And I'm always thinking I'm going to keep it to probably get it out of the bottle somewhere or another, and I end up not doing it. But I have my little honey jar, so that's it. Sometimes it's just a bother to pour the honey out, and I don't know, for some reason I just always keep a little back in the bottle thinking I'm gonna wash it out or something, because I have a no waste policy. If you know me, I waste nothing. Yeah. So I below basically is where I keep my all the stuff that is convenient, like my tea, that box in my hand. I guess I was explaining to you that I was going to take it over to where I do my matcha, and I'm going to put my matcha in it because I it's wide enough, and I don't usually get that in bulk because it's so expensive. I try to buy good expensive brand, and so it would fit just perfectly in that. That's what I use for my matcha. I don't have the perfect matcha set. I have a few stuff, but yeah, that's what I use to do my matcha in the morning. So if you see it, the width is over it and it's at the bottom, and then I'm gonna put some, I think what I was explaining here, it's just convenient to keep everything all together. So I had my matcha in this, yeah. Oh yeah, so I guess I was explaining to you that I was gonna put some tea. Oh, oh, stay with me here. I'm just trying to see exactly if I can tell you exactly. I was doing, yeah. So basically, that's it. It's so convenient for me to put all my stuff down here. I was showing you right here that I'm gonna put my, this little old bottle that I had. It's my paper bottle. Yeah, I'm gonna put the razor that I use to sort to on my when I'm making my sourdough bread, to keep it right at the top. I guess that's what I'm telling you, that I'm going to put it right at the top here, because basically that's where I usually keep my sourdough jars, and I usually keep them right under here, that in the evening when I'm going to my bed, I would make sure that I remember to get my starter going in the evening. So I conveniently keep everything there so that I can remember that right when I'm going to my bed most of the time. Do it my sourdough that night, and I'm going to label all the stuff because I have a tendency not to label. That's my biggest problem. I'm always organizing my stuff in jars and stuff, but I have the tendency not to label them. I have my little thing that I use to label. I buy the stickers. I have one of those machines. I have the sticker and I have the marker, and I'm not disciplined no matter what it is. Sad to say, that's my one of the things that I lock in. I sometimes, even if it's close to me, I would probably grab the tape, whatever. But I am not disciplined to do none. I like to keep my smoothie stuff here too because I do my smoothie right there. So I keep my matcha, my smoothie stuff over here, and on the opposite side where I was before, I'm just gonna keep my tea that I'll drink at night or in the afternoon. Sometimes I do drink tea in the afternoon, and that's what I use with my sourdough when yeah. So basically that's it. Yeah. So I have these drinking glass that I'm just gonna put them up here. Did why didn't I think of that? Oh, it doesn't hold. All right, no problem. I know I definitely don't want to put them down here right now because I do not want. I'm gonna fill this area with all my smoothie um and my teas that I do in the morning. I'm not gonna move my coffees, my coffee beans. I'm gonna let them stay over there because my coffee maker is right beneath it, and I just don't have room for it down here. So what I'm gonna do is let these my green tea and stuff gonna be here that I use in the morning, and I'm gonna have to put these in my probably my china cabinet or something. All right. So the thing is, I'm just gonna keep some mason jars up there. Yeah, these can stay up here. I have a few more. Let me see if this holds. Yeah, I'm gonna keep these right here. Okay, I have a few more that I washed, so I'm just gonna fill in the area with it. And yeah, oh no, yeah, So I was able to get hubby to help me to put up those cake stand on the top of the cupboard. He's always such a good help. It was his day off, so it was convenient for me to put. I think it was the odd. I had put two of them up there. I don't remember if I put all three up there at the time or prior to or after that. I put. Oh yes, there it is. I did put all three up there.